More than half of the population is currently facing hunger in the country. Despite efforts to avert hunger by subsistence farmers, mostly women, the drought has left the country in a difficult position. The country has since increased the winter crop and is preparing for a better summer crop. But the big question has been, are women who have to suffer the effects of climate change consulted in coming up with adaptation measures? How much of decisions made at policy level reflect the mind of women? The Zimbabwe Gender Commission believes women must play a greater role in issues to do with climate change.
We find that the women and the girl child are actually impacted more than the male child because most of the men are actually in urban areas looking for employment. So it is the women, because they depend on natural resources for their livelihood, that are mostly impacted by drought. Even in urban areas, you find that the girl child has to go and fetch water at the boreholes, and you find that sometimes they have to stay there for until late because they are queuing for water, and sometimes they get abused there because they are there looking for water. Even for firewood, you find that even in the urban areas, people are having, because of the electricity shortage, you see women with bundles of firewood. You don't see men with bundles of firewood trying to get energy for them to cook food for their children.
The ZGC chairperson also mentioned that inasmuch as the women are mostly affected, the males are also involved in making sure that these challenges are kept.
We have also realized as a commission that if we don't involve the men, then we won't be able to make much progress in terms of gender. So it is actually better to have male champions. We have identified male champions, because if a man talks about gender, people listen more than if it's a woman. So we've decided that we have to involve the men and the women, the boys and the girls, so that they are part of the discourse in terms of trying to promote gender equality.
The Zimbabwe Gender Commission is launching a conference on the discussions of the issues revolving around Gwanda.
And we have decided to hold the Gender Forum in Gwanda for the very reason because it's in Region 5. It's one of the driest regions, and that where climate change, the impact of climate change is really being felt. So we felt that we need to dialogue or to meet in an area where we can actually see the effects of climate change on the ground.
In the face of drought, the Zimbabwe government has been distributing food to vulnerable communities in the country. It may also be of importance to ensure women play a role in every program as they apply their experiences. But the issues do not only revolve around aid, but disaster management, farming methods, and other resilient programs. For ZTN Prime, I am Gamshirai Sapazua in Harare.
Konapo, ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.